We are starting this vlog in the kitchen because I am time poor. G'day folks, I just want to pop in real quick before this vlog gets underway. There wasn't a whole lot of reading updates that I did, so I did a lot more of slice of life, just what a day looks like, what I'm cooking, what I'm eating. I did an unboxing, but that being said, there is a fair amount of food in this vlog, more than other vlogs. So if you're someone who is sensitive to that sort of material, maybe give this one a miss. Hello everyone, welcome back to A Fictional Escapist. My name is Kris and it's time for another monthly vlog. I'm in the kitchen. I'm making pizza at the moment because I have a sprint happening in about an hour and no time to get dinner ready. So we are here and I'm giving you my first reading update live from a sweltering kitchen because the oven is on behind me. So what am I reading? I've got 3 things on the go, so there are 3 things. It's currently the 24th, the end of the 24th, and I'm hoping to finish 3 things in this reading vlog. I am listening to the 1836 version of Frankenstein by Margaret Shelley, whatever the free one is on Audible, and I'm about 50% of the way through on that, and it is beautiful. It is one of the most beautiful things I've had the pleasure of listening to. I cannot believe that she was 1920 when she wrote the original text in 1818, and it's just stunning. It does take a little bit of brain power to get into because the language is very formal that it has been written in, but it's very flowery, very poetic, and very indulgent, I will say. It's quite an indulgent prose that we are listening to. Those ripping sounds in the background are not torture devices, don't worry. That is my wife who is doing some Christmas wrapping. She's getting started early on the Christmas wrapping because we have to leave this house on the 6th of January. So it means that we've pretty much got to do Christmas and then get out. In terms of other things I'm reading, I've got an Escapist book tour going on for John Palladino's Trials of Ashmount, and I am 320 pages into that, so we're just over the 50% mark. Really enjoying it. I think it is such an underrated gem at this stage. We've got 5 people sort of all interconnected very loosely, but at the heart of it we've got a sort of magic school and a trial and a competition to become a magicus, which is one of the 5 branches of magic. And basically around this centralized idea of magic, the world is starting to fall apart, and all of our 5 players have something to do with how the world is going to progress. So the tagline in the book was "You either adapt or die," and that is coming to fruition, which is really cool. The other thing I'm reading is, I think it's called the Edola Project. I'll put a picture of it on the screen, and that's by Robert Howard. It's an author that I didn't know. He reached out to me a while ago and asked if I would take a look at his horror novel, and I thought, why not? We're in the spooky season, even though for y'all it's all cold, and here we're all sweating in Australia. But giving that a go. I'm only 10% of the way in, and it has been described as 1800s X-Files or 1900s X-Files, so it's a paranormal thriller. And 10% of the way through, it's okay so far, but not enough to sort of comment on at this stage. Anyway, that's it for the first update. Thank you for being in the kitchen. I will show you my pizzas in a little while once they go in the oven. What do you put on your pizza? Let me know in the comments down below. I may have left these in the oven too long. Hello everyone, it is Tuesday morning. I'm here to hit you with a bit of real talk. So other than I just finished at the gym, that's why I'm here to talk to you about the gym. Other than reading, I really do like exercise and working out and getting my body moving. I enjoy being outdoors when the day is nice, not miserable like it is today. But lately I have just not wanted to get out of bed, not wanted to go to the gym, feeling very lethargic and really struggling with that motivation to get up and go. But every time I do get up and go, I feel better for it, and I know that if I do get up and go, I feel better for it. But there are still days where I'm like, nah, it's not happening today. And I feel like shit on the days that I don't go. Well, most of the time. I used to go 6 days a week religiously, and really looked at what I was eating, and it made me absolutely insane. I know that it works for some people, it does not work for me. Calorie counting just makes me nuts, and I make myself sick. So it's not a thing that works for me personally. There are people here like walking and driving past, so that's awkward. I now go 4 to 5 days a week depending on how I'm feeling, and I've changed the way that I work out. So on those days, I'll aim for about 90 minutes of active minutes per day, except for Sunday. I refuse to do anything on a Sunday. It's rest day, the biggest rest day there is. And that'll be walking the dog. If I don't go to the gym, I'll walk on lunch to make sure I make those minutes. But yeah, like the message is just listen to what your body is telling you. I know a lot of us strive to be super healthy, and sometimes it can make us nuts. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. I don't know what this is about. I just want to tell you that my gymming lately has been a struggle, but we got up today and we got it done. But yes, it has been a struggle lately, and we all go through those periods, and those periods are okay. Just remember to be kind to yourself during those moments of, I don't want to. And if you have to force yourself to go to feel better, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Anyway, nothing to do with books, but I'll catch you in that clip. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Kris is filming in the kitchen because he's time poor. I actually finished a book today, which is wonderful. It is now Wednesday. I started the vlog on Monday. I read very little yesterday. This job that I'm going for, it has like presentation requirements, and you get like 24 hours to get your presentation together. So I've been working on that all day. My brain's been very full, very full over the last couple of days. So that's what I've been doing. But I finished up Frankenstein by Margaret Shelley today in the car while I was driving places, and it's quite a beautiful story. It's very poetic. The prose is, like I said in the first clip, super indulgent. It's not a book for people who don't like fluff. So it takes a long time to get the sentences out, but it's beautiful, and it's beautifully written. So I really enjoyed it, and I don't know if I'm going to give it a rating because it was quite slow. All the sentences, all the paragraphs, it took a very long time to get to any point. But I think for something that was done in the 1800s, the 1800s, 1836 is the one I read, but 1818 when it was initially published, it had some deep and philosophical conversations about depression or melancholia and loneliness and what drives a person to do bad things. And I think they were all beautifully explored, and it was this character study of Victor Frankenstein, who created the monster, but also the loneliness of the monster once it was created, and its desire to have a mate and just be accepted in society. And I think those lessons are still something that's quite important to talk about today, and still things that we're seeing in modern literature and fiction. So it's all relevant, still relevant. So I think the story itself holds up very well, even though people won't necessarily gravitate towards that style of prose. In terms of the other things that I'm reading, still on the trial of Ashmount. I've got like 4 days to get it done, and just over 200 pages to go on that one. And I have not read much more anyway, probably 30 pages since I last updated you on that. And I've read another 20% or so of the Adola Project. It's kind of cool. It's giving me the feeling of an okay book. Sorry, I'm in the kitchen, so there's a lot of noises happening. You know when you pick up a book and you're like, this is going to be okay, and I'm going to have a good time with it, but I don't think it's going to be stellar. So that's how I'm feeling about that one. Have like a hiccup caught in my throat. In terms of what I'm cooking, if you're interested, I've got chicken burgers in the oven. Just need something quick and easy because I've got to work on that presentation. I've got another sprint happening tonight, and I am preparing some teriyaki chicken for either sushi bowls or regular sushi. I haven't decided, but the chicken is being prepped. Let me know if you like this sort of content in vlogs. I know that I like the slice of life vlogs where I'm just watching people go through their everyday life. It's kind of nice I don't know why, but I enjoy watching that content. I haven't really done a whole lot of it in my own. It's normally just B-roll footage, not sort of talking about what I'm doing in the moment, but I don't know, also kind of nice. So if you like this content, or you like this style of vlogs, let me know, or let me know if you just want me to keep it to reading updates. Hello everyone, I have read nothing, but the vlog must go on. So I got a very exciting package yesterday from the Broken Binding. This is my first Broken Binding edition that I've spent money on, because Tom Dumrell bought out this beautiful omnibus edition of the Pillars of Peace trilogy, and I have so far been pretty good at not spending money on special editions because I prefer to read in paperback, so they're cheaper anyway. However, this is gorgeous. So, even if I haven't read, at least we can do an unboxing, right? Let's get to it. Alright. Hello. Alright, I've got my ring light in a position that it's never been in before. Will it recover? Who knows? This is the Broken Binding box, and I don't want to show my address to everyone because, well, I'm moving, so does it really matter? But anyway, this, isn't it delightful? Let's get in. Sometimes it becomes very apparent how shit at technology I am because I didn't even know the ring light could do that. Hello. Oh, it's already pretty and I can't even see it yet. What a good box. Will that box be used to gift people things? Who knows? Something that Broken Binding does so well is packaging. And I have to send a book to a friend of mine, so I'm going to steal the packaging. This will be going in this one. Then we have bubble wrap. I'll refrain from popping it and ASMR. Look at this. Look at it. How beautiful. I should really take a photo of that, but I won't, and I'll ruin it by undoing it. Christmas is coming, save your ribbon. And wrapping. Whoever's job it is to wrap these books does such a good job. Look at it. I might show it. Wow. How beautiful does that look? Bring it up to the camera. Let's see it naked. There's nothing on the back. Oh, we got sprayed edges. This is my first book with sprayed edges. That is friggin' gorgeous. Does anyone else really love watching those what I eat in a day videos? I am addicted to them. So because I haven't done any reading, I'm gonna show you what I made for lunch, which is just a do-it-yourself sushi. I was sitting down to read on my lunch break, and I realised that I've got more book mail to show you. She wants the chair, but she cannot have the chair. Earlier this week I was sent a couple of books by H.C. Newell for her series that she's currently working on a novella, which is coming out quite soon, and she is working on book 3. So I've got books 1 and 2 of the Fallen Light series by H.C. Newell. So book 1 is Curse of the Fallen, and this camera does not do these covers justice. Those colors really pop off the page, and this is my favorite of the two. This is the Forbidden Realms, which is book 2. Look at that color scheme. You can't really see it because it's glary, but that is just delightful. I also broke my physical book buying ban to pick up The Boy Who Walked Too Far. So if you caught my SPSFC round 2 picks, This one has really caught my attention so much so that I had to buy it, because if I didn't, then I would perish. So I'll show you that one. Also, the window's open because it's hot in here, so sorry, the road noise is just gonna happen. Check out the bags under my eyes. Good morning. It is Saturday the 29th. I have done very little reading this week, it seems like. But I have an update. I actually have a reading update now. I think we started on Monday and I've done two reading updates in the week. It's been very busy at work in terms of just needing my brain. So I've come home and continued working. I'm also working after hours this week, but it's my last week on after hours. So that'll free up my weekends on some of those weeks. The money's been really good and really helpful while we're paying off a whole bunch of loans, but it's time to give my brain a break. Sometimes there's just a moment when you realize that money is not everything, and like it's good, and the work for the money was alright, but I definitely need my weekends back to give my brain that breathing room. So Trials of Ashmount, I've got about 100 pages to go, so I'm at page 470 now. I'm really enjoying it. It does something that a lot of my favorite books do, is where we have a cast of characters and each of their stories are separated and their chapters are all individual, but it is quite tight. The editor has done a really good job. Like, I obviously haven't seen the original manuscript, but the storylines are all tight and enjoyable, but they're still fast paced. So this is basically when everybody praises Illborn, this is what it should have been to be worthy of all of that praise, in my opinion. But this is much darker. So if you like Joe Abercrombie, you're going to like John Palladino. It is very Abercrombie-esque, except it actually has a plot and a storyline, and even though Abercrombie does write like morally grey characters which you can enjoy, some of these characters are good. But even the terrible characters and the side characters, I think Palladino has done such a good job at making them either likable or dislikable, even to the point where you've got characters that only come in for a couple of pages and you as a reader can get a vibe for those characters, which I think is it takes a lot of talent to get someone either invested or be like, oh, get them off the page within, a couple of pages. The other thing, so I finished Frankenstein. That was the one thing I actually successfully read this week. I didn't have an audiobook and there was like 5 days left in the month, so I picked up Sins of the Mother by Rob J. Hayes. This is book 4 in the War Eternal series, and we're following Escara Halcyon much later than where the original trilogy left off. I'm so excited to be back with Escara Halcyon. She is still one of my favorite characters. I still think that series is one of the most underrated fantasy series out there. And the fact that, Rob J. Hayes still continues to be an indie author and support indie authors in the way that he does is incredible. I'm very inspired by him as a person. So I'm enjoying being back in that world. I've only listened to about an hour at this point. I'll go for a walk this morning and I'll listen to some more of it. I should go to the gym. I will go to the gym. We're going to put that energy out into the world. I'm going to go to the gym because it's shoulder day and I hate shoulder day so much, but it needs to get done. So we're going to do it. Now, Trials of Ashmount. I have to finish that today because I've got an Escapist book tour stop this afternoon. Luckily, Escapist book tours is in the UK, so I'm a little bit ahead of time. I do have the whole day to finish up that 100 to 90 pages that I've got and get my review out into the world and do a tour stop on Instagram and Twitter. Then I need to write a big review of Epic Indie, but it's a big content day today, so I've planned out the next 3 months just because we're moving and I need to get organized. And yes, there's a lot of rambling in this clip, but hey, we read something. I'm gonna go do some work because I am on after hours, like I said, and then I'm going to take the dog for a walk and go to the gym and get cracking on some reading and some content. I may even have a second update for you today. That's fairly exciting. So I'll see you in the next clip. Bye. I do not know how the sound is going to be for this because I've got a fan on and the window is open, but if it works, accountability check, I went to the gym. Good on you, Kris. You did what you said you were going to do. My shoulders hurt. I guess that's a good thing. I am now going to make some waffles for breakfast because what do we do after a workout? We eat sugar. Yeah, no, don't actually do that. It's not good for you. And that like window that you get to eat anything after the gym, I'm pretty sure that's just a myth. But we're going to use it today, and I'm going to make Rachel some waffles this morning. Hello everyone, it is Sunday the 30th of October. I finished Trials of Ashmount yesterday and got the review out for the Escapist book tours. I really enjoyed it. I think that it was executed quite well. It's been edited in a way that makes all the stories, there's 5 people that we're following, all of them are really tight, and I think the author has done an excellent job of using things like the interludes to build up the plot points that are sort of underlying the entire story and the entirety of these 5 characters, to a point that if you're looking for it as a reader, you'll be able to start piecing those bigger pieces of the puzzle together. And if you're not looking for it and you're just going in on purely entertainment value, it'll still be entertaining for you as a reader. But I like to look at the bigger picture personally, and I think the author has done quite a skillful job of putting enough players in the game to put those bigger pieces together. And there was something that happened with one of the characters, and I can't say it because of spoilers, that was quite clever in my opinion. The character was used in a way that they needed to be at the time, and I've heard from the author that some people didn't like the direction that took, but I personally thought it was very cleverly done and it served the purpose that it needed to. So yeah, I finished that. I listened to a little bit more of Sins of the Mother yesterday. I don't think I'll listen to any more of that until tomorrow, the 31st, and there might be one more vlog update. The other thing I'm reading is called The Adola Project, and that's by Robert Herald, and I was 32% of the way through a couple of days ago. I don't know if I'm going to pick it up. Again, I'm feeling a bit of just a day where I don't have any reading or any reading obligations, so I might not pick it up, might not get any more of that done. I will probably read it on the train tomorrow because whenever I go into the office I get like a good hour of reading time between, you know, the transit. So I may have another update for that one tomorrow, I'm not sure. I am definitely feeling the pull to read a physical book rather than an ebook or an audio book, so I may just start something that I've got going on next month that I have a physical copy of. But we'll see. We'll see on the latest update. But I just wanted to let you know that I finished Trials of Ashmount, and now I have many videos to edit because I gave myself a week where I have 4 videos coming out. I wasn't prepared for that, yet I've done it to myself, so we'll go and do that now. Okay, catch you in the next one. Look, I'm outside in the sun. We have 4 bin weeks left, and I have to clean up the yard before we move out of this house, so that is also a thing that's going to be happening today. And it's snake season, so let's see if I survive, but I have to like clean up all those weeds and get rid of all these branches. Good evening everyone, it is, what day is it? Monday the 31st. It is the last clip of this vlog. I didn't think I was going to get the Adola project under my belt before the end of the month. I got to 93%, so I will finish it tonight because at 93%, I've just got to finish it. I didn't do a massive explanation of this one in my wrap-up, so I'll try and go through a little bit of the synopsis now. It is following a lass called Sarah, and basically from a young age she's attuned to psychic ability. She's able to see dead people and connect dead people, but not only that, there's other abilities that she has. Very young, she finds a dead girl and helps solve a mystery, and then she basically gets sold to a carnival where she uses her talents, and then something happens and she leaves the carnival and runs away to a university where they start to investigate the paranormal via the Adola Project. So that's where the title of the book comes in. And then basically from about 30% on is all about Sarah and working for this Adola project, and there's a haunting that's happening, and her team go to investigate this haunting to try and solve it and basically stop this lady's house from being haunted. I don't know how I feel about it. It's not necessarily a bad book. I wouldn't say that it's a bad book at all, but it hasn't gripped me very much. And I think that it's almost too linear, and it's following too much of a one-person storyline where we don't get a lot else. So there's not a lot of intrigue being built up, which is probably my criticism of it, and probably why I'm not super invested and intrigued in it. If you heard that kerfuffle, that was Rachel doing God knows what. There's a moth. There's a moth chasing her down the hallway. I should help her. Oh, now it's in my office. It's fine. She's just locked the moth in here. I don't want that moth eating my books. It's hanging out on my lamp. That's fine. Yes, so I don't know what's... It was fine. It was fine. I'm not going to think about it again. It was given to me by the author, so like I owe it to the author to read it. And like it was, I'll probably give it a 3 stars. It's one of those things that was like, it's fine, but I'm not going to go back to it personally. And I'll let him know. And just, I'm glad I didn't ask him to send me all 3, because that would have been unfair. Anyway, that was it. So we read a few things. We finished up Frankenstein, we finished up Trials of Ashmount, and also the Adola Project almost. We're almost there, I'm going to count it. And started Sins of the Mother. That's it for another vlog. If you like the content, give it one of those. If you want to see more of it, click subscribe at your will, and wish me and the moth well. I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.